Hey guys, what's up? JK with Porn Reboot here, and today we're going to be talking about 3 challenging beliefs which hold you back from ending your out of control behavior with porn or masturbation. Welcome, brothers. So the reason why I'm talking about these 3 challenging beliefs is because here at Porn Reboot, we believe in working with your brain as opposed to against your brain. And it's very important to understand that when you're ending an out of control behavior, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind is involved in this process. Unfortunately, for a lot of men who are trying to end their behavior or control it, you end up using and depending on your conscious mind. That's why when you go through YouTube or a lot of different modalities, you find that everything is based on willpower. It's things like semen retention, and people tell you to stop fapping. And when your unconscious mind does not want to change, when it has certain beliefs that have been ingrained in it for a long time, trying to use willpower because you're experiencing some pain in your life is not enough. If your conscious mind does not agree with your unconscious mind is always going to win. Why? Because you're simply not aware of it. You're unconscious. So it does take a little bit of work to identify certain beliefs which are holding you back. Now, to be absolutely transparent, there are so many beliefs that could be holding you back. Today I'm just going to be speaking about the most common ones. And if you can identify it within yourself, that's going to be the first step that you can take to controlling your behavior. So jumping into it, the first belief is, I don't need to change. And where this I don't need to change belief comes from is it comes from a place where you feel that everything in your life is going quite well. You look at your life and you say like, you know what, when it comes to my social life, when it comes to my health, when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to my career, when it comes even to my spirituality, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm making some progress. I have suspected that I have an out of control behavior with porn and masturbation, but I truly believe that with willpower or by working hard enough at this, I'm going to be able to change my behavior. Now, what you may not like hearing is the fact that you have to change certain aspects of your life in order to end your out of control behavior. So if you find out that you always slip when you're on dating apps, and a suggestion is made that perhaps you have to take a break from dating apps for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you may not want to do this because you're like, that's going to affect my dating life. If you're a man who drinks alcohol and you slip every time you drink, or most times you drink, you may have to take a break from alcohol. If you're a guy who gets on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat and that always causes you to slip, you may have to take a break from this device, even from certain people in your community, and you might have to change your environment as well. And many men just feel they don't need to do that because you simply are not experiencing a lot of pain. And that's the problem with being comfortable. When you're a comfortable guy who isn't really struggling in multiple areas of your life, you really feel that there's no need to change. Unfortunately, because you feel there's no need to change, your porn addiction and your behavior with masturbation stays with you, and it keeps escalating over the years. Further down the line, you're going to have a different belief, but that's not something we're really covering in this video. The second belief is, I don't want to change. And this is very common in men who feel that they simply cannot live without pornography. The idea that you have to give up pornography forever, possibly, and that you have to control your masturbation is just not something that your unconscious mind can accept, because your unconscious mind has all these beliefs such as pornography is absolutely normal. Pornography is a healthy outlet if I don't have access to sex. Masturbation is normal. Masturbation is fun. Masturbation is a way to relieve stress. All these are beliefs, and they're not necessarily true. I'm not saying that all of them are false. I'm just saying they're not necessarily true. And when you have all these beliefs, you put them all together, they form the foundation of this big belief, which is, I don't want to change. You feel that your sex drive and everything connected to sex, whether it's masturbation or pornography, is so essential. It's such a big part of your life. And you don't feel that you'll ever have the strength, the discipline, or whatever it takes to let this go. However, you're still struggling with the pain of an out of control behavior. So what you do is every time you relapse, every time you notice that your symptoms are getting worse, like you're having PIED, you have issues with your memory, you have problems focusing, you start seeking help. And you get frustrated because nothing you do seems to work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because deep down, you don't want to change. It's very important to have an honest conversation with yourself and ask yourself, do I really want to change, right? We've had guys over the years who've come through our program, and at some point, they just reached out and said, JK, I think the reality is, I don't want to end this behavior. And it was surprising at first because their lives were falling apart. They had lost their wives, they had lost their jobs, or they were performing terribly in their jobs. They weren't able to move forward with different projects and different dreams that they had. Yet once they came to the realization that they didn't want to change, the sad part about it was that they did not believe that they could change their belief, right? They came face to face with this belief and they were like, well, that's just the way it is. I don't want to change. And I want you guys to know, this is something very important we teach at Porn Reboot, that it doesn't matter what belief you have. That belief can be changed and that belief can be reframed. Do not give too much power to your beliefs. And the last challenging belief is, I can't change. Now, this particular belief is actually based on other weak core beliefs that you have. So for instance, if you believe that you are socially awkward, I am socially awkward, then in social situations, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You will act awkward because the data that you put into the program, which is your unconscious mind, is I'm socially awkward. So you will do everything possible to prove that you are socially awkward unconsciously. If the belief you have is I cannot quit or I cannot change, it doesn't matter where that belief comes from, you will sabotage every attempt that you make to end your behavior. It doesn't matter whether you work with a therapist, it doesn't matter whether you're in our program, it doesn't matter what you do. Nothing's going to work for you until you're able to identify that belief and change it. And if you can't change it right away, at the very least you can reframe it. And that's one of the things that we do at Porn Reboot today. Today, we help men change their beliefs. It's one of the first things that you do when you join one of our programs. Because once we can identify the beliefs that are sabotaging you, you're going to make so much progress. A lot of guys ask me, JK, how is it possible that men who have been struggling for a decade, who've been struggling for 5 years, who've been struggling for months and months and months, are able to come into your programs and achieve such dramatic results within 90 days? Well, the truth is that apart from the way the program is structured and the fact that it actually deals with your biochemistry, your environment, and your community, we also examine the beliefs that have been holding you back. And once your beliefs change, you're going to soar through the reboot process. It becomes simple, and that's one of the reasons why I always say that rebooting is simple, but it's not easy. It's just that all the other places where you're seeking help are not truly talking about your beliefs. They're giving you different tips, they're giving you different techniques, but it's not about tips and techniques. It's about what happens in the unconscious mind first. Once you fix the unconscious mind, you give the conscious mind the opportunity to do its work. A lot of times you don't have a problem with willpower. You just have a belief that's wrong. And if it's the wrong belief, nothing's going to happen. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you found this helpful, please share it with 3 other men whom you feel could benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you're notified next time I release a video. I release 4 videos every week. If there's a particular topic that you haven't found that I've covered on my YouTube channel, go ahead and leave your suggestion in the comment section below. I read every single comment and I try my best to respond if you ask a question. Also, whenever you're ready, there are a few ways that I can help you end your out-of-control behavior with pornography and masturbation. The first way is to join my free training, which is called 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. It's a live training where you can learn about my system, you can learn about how it has helped men to stay off pornography for over 5 years. The second way I can help you is to join our free Facebook group. This is one of the easiest ways to get an accountability partner and be around men who are serious about ending their out of control behavior. And the final way is, if you are at a point in your life where you're tired of wasting time, which means that you've been making some progress on your own, but it's not what you want to end this behavior for good, or if you need a mentor, somebody who has been there before, someone who has seen this movie before to guide you through the process, or if you need a step-by-step system. If you're that kind of guy, then you may be a good fit for one of our group coaching programs. And the best way to find out is to get on a call with one of our trained reboot specialists. And there's a link to schedule a call in the description below this video. I'll talk to you guys later in the week.